Hello everyone, I am Kiran Kumar. I am currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in Blending Institute of Engineering and Technology. Currently, we have Mr. Prasant, who is working as a uh, lead lead full stack developer in a product-based company UK banking system. Now we will let's talk with Mr. Prasant. Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, myself Prashant. So I'm basically from a rural area, Ambakandi, which is close to Razam. I'm working in Society General from almost 2.5 years, and then I'm working as a lead full stack developer. Yep,
Yeah,
you can
that's
go ahead with the questions if you have any. Yeah.
yeah, that's great, sir. Sir, what are the requirements I do have to face an interview?
Okay. So in more generic way, if you want to talk about like what are the requirements you wanna have to face the interview. So first of all, you should be more clear with the things. So what I would say is like let's consider you are trying to face an interview. So you should always be able to go through the go through your resume first. So what are all the skills that you have, and then from the interview perspective, like you should always be able to know like to which interview you are trying to face. Like if is it going to be a, software role, or is it for a, like core company. Okay, so if that is big, so probably like if you belong to, I don't know which branch you are from,
Computer
which
science.
branch are you pursuing? Computer
Computer
science. Okay,
science.
that's fine. Okay, cool. So as I would say, like more, I think you are more preferably to the software sector. Okay, so yeah, so whenever you want to face this particular thing, so you should always be strong in your analytical skills of like any of the programming language, whichever you like. Either it could be Java or C Sharp, Python. And nowadays, like even in so many engineering colleges, they have introduced so many like maybe artificial intelligence, machine learning. So you should always able to you should be more keen towards those new technologies, whatever are there in the particular industry right now. And then those are like in a boom condition, so you should always be able to maybe you should be able to learn those things. And then you should be prepare yourself that like you should have the strong analytical skills, and then this programming skills also. So then you can I'm like you can achieve whatever you want. So basically before going to the interview, you should have in mind like which role am I attempting for. Is it for a developer role, or is it going to be a for support role or a tester role, whatever it is. You should be able to have all those skill set. So you should acquire those skill set before attending an interview, I would say.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes. What was your personal what was your personal experience in a face-to-face interview, sir?
Okay. Okay. In the face-to-face interview, if I would say, so it's been like more than 8 years. I started my career, I would say. And then when I was fresher, like even I was more like I would say even I used to have more fear to attend an interview, I would say. And then once you started attending interviews, so you will gain some knowledge that how to interact with the interview. And then so whatever the perception you have, like on the interview process, and then whatever the fear you have, you will get rid of those things, like once you are able to attend more and more interviews. And then once you become like once you gain some experience, whenever you are attending as an experienced candidate, then basically it's more about like technical skill set whatever you have. So then the interview will be segregated into multiple things. So one is like it could be some technical rounds, and then managerial rounds, and then HR rounds. But as a fresher, you will be having more like maybe a technical and managerial round, and then you'll be having one more HR round. So in the technical and managerial round, you should be more confident about your technical knowledge. And then you should always know like let's consider they used to ask something like maybe so if you are in some kind of a situation, and then they want to know like how you are going to handle that situation. So basically you would face these kind of questions only. Because like as a fresher, they won't expect much things from you. So they will only expect like how confident you are, and then how you are going to prove yourself in an industry with your skill set whatever you have. So they'll just try to maybe measure this particular criteria. And then in the HR round, and then they will just like how you are going to be stable in the company. And then how I mean like it's more about like the discipline and everything. So how you're going to be in that company. So those kind of things you can face.
Thank you, sir. Could you give some suggestions to build a resume?
Okay, for the resume, okay, okay, I would say like it should be more clean and then more readable format. So basically, like people used to write so many things in the resume, but rather than that, whatever I mean, like let's consider, I know, like in your curriculum you'll be having many more languages. I would say like you will learn C Sharp, Java, and then Python, everything. But you should always mention the languages, whatever you are capable to attempt it. Like I would say where you have strong knowledge. So if you have strong knowledge on Java, just mention Java, and then say that you have like you can rate yourself also. Like you can keep it in a simple format. Like nowadays, there are so many websites also you can see in Google, and then there are so many AIs also came in, like ChatGPT and all. So you can give all your details, and it will prepare a resume for you. And then also you should always, though it prepares a resume for you, you should always read it through and then see, like you can compare with multiple sites, and then you can see like which one to choose. It should be more readable and it should have all the content. Like let's consider, I mean, like, what are your educational qualifications, and then what are your mainly like you should focus on your skill set, and then your educational qualification, and then where I mean, like, in which sector you are more strong. Let's consider not everyone is strong in the technical perspective. They could be strong in like managerial perspective also. So you should mention those kind of things also. That is also fine. Like it's not really required to have strong technical skill set to survive in a software industry. You can have managerial skill set also. I mean, like people who are having these, there are some kind of roles, like there's some kind of roles, business analyst and everything. So for those kind of roles, there is no need of this technical knowledge. So they should have all these, like they should collect this business requirement from the clients, and then they should able to convert this particular requirement to be understandable by a developer. So they should be more strong in the communication skills, I would say. Yeah. So you should have all these things, like whichever you are strong, so you should mention only those things in the resume. And then I think that's all. Like maybe as a fresher you won't be having many more things, but probably it could be a single page resume also fine. It should be more readable, that's it.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable suggestions. And there one more question, sir. What do
Yeah,
you
sure.
think about the what do you think about the role of a verbal test in campus interviews, sir?
Verbal tests, yeah. Okay, so actually, like whenever you face these kind of campus interviews, so definitely there is going to be a written test, not only as a fresher, like in for a few of the companies, even though you're a well experienced, like maybe you're a 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years experience also, you're going to face these kind of written tests. So basically in those written tests you can expect a aptitude and then reasoning, and then this particular verbal, like maybe like from English perspective, I would say, like more it's gonna like more about grammar things, and then I would say um yeah, actually it's been like more than 80 years. Even I do remember that, like they're going to be more about aptitude, reasoning, and then this about like verbal. So you should always be prepared with these three things. So there are like many authors available in the as of now in the industry, and then you can see those things actually. So you can read through, and then once you have all these skill set, like once you are good in this particular aptitude, reasoning, and then verbal things, you can achieve anything, I would say. Like those are all like base things to get a campus interview, I would say. Like every like whichever the company you're getting, so definitely it is going to have a written test, and in that written test, definitely these are all the basic things what they're going to ask. And then again, they might ask in the more technical way also. Maybe like they might ask you to write some C programming or Java programming or Python programming on something. But that's apart. These are all going to be the basic things you should have. So these are all to test your, like maybe your communication skills, and then how good you are in English, I would say. Like you should have that ability to handle with the clients, and then with your colleagues and everyone. You should have that particular knowledge. That's why, like you should be uh, you should be learn all these things, I would say. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. I have learned many things in this interview, and I will go on
Okay.
this further. Thank you, sir. Thank you.